Kia and Hyundai recall Telluride and Palisade models due to fire risk, USA Today. Kia and Hyundai are recalling thousands of their 2020 to 2022 SUV models due to a fire risk. The manufacturers had not yet figured out a full repair. Hyundai and Kia Motors are advising the owners of certain models to park their cars outside and away from structures because they may burst into flames. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administrator. Plus 1109 Chars. SVU's incoming showrunner responds to fans unhappy about Kelly Giddish's departure. The AV Club. New showrunner David Graziano wrote that, "Kelly has handled this with the most incredibly classy comportment." Kelly Giddish announced earlier today that she'll soon be taking her leave of the functionally unkillable Law and Order franchise, stepping away from the role Shush has occupied for the last 10 seasons on Plus 1574 Chars. Russian missile strike kills at least 22 on Independence Day, The New York Times. The attack on a train station in the Ukrainian town of Chaplin came as the war-scarred nation braced for stepped-up attacks and marked the 6-month point since Russia's invasion. Ukrainians celebrated with defiance among tensions about potential strikes. Kyiv, Ukraine. The Motherland Monument, a 335-foot-tall stainless steel behemoth towering over Ukraine's capital. Kyiv was de plus 3349 Chars. Parvovirus illness in Michigan, dogs investigated. With dozens of deaths reported, CNN. Canine parvovirus has been identified as the illness that has killed dozens of dogs in the last month in the northern and central parts of Michigan's Lower Peninsula. State officials said Wednesday. CNN. Canine parvovirus has been identified as the illness that has killed dozens of dogs in the last month in the northern and central parts of Michigan's Lower Peninsula. State officials said Wednesday. Plus 2934 Chars. NASA releases stunning new images of Jupiter from James Webb Space Telescope, MSNBC. Null. Your browser isn't supported anymore. Update it to get the best YouTube experience and our latest features. Learn more. WNBA Playoffs 2022. No. 3 Sun pull away from Wings. Book fourth consecutive semi-final berth. Yahoo Sports. The Sun pulled away in the third quarter of a tied game with defensive intensity. Connecticut rediscovered its identity and is back in the WNBA semifinals for a fourth consecutive season. The No. 3-seeded Sun ousted the No. 6 Dallas Wings 73-58 in the deciding Game 3 held at Col. Plus 4630 Chars. The PlayStation 5 just got more expensive in most markets. Kotaku. From Europe to Japan to Australia, prices are going up, not down. Sony just announced that, thanks to challenging economic conditions, the price of the PlayStation 5 is about to go up in loads of big markets like Japan, Europe and Canada. Indeed, it looks like the plus 2548 Chars. U.S. stock futures are higher after Dow. S&P 500 break 3-day slide. CNBC. The Federal Reserve's Jackson Hole Symposium is in focus for investors as it kicks off Thursday. U.S. stock futures were higher Thursday morning after all three major averages ended higher during the daily trading session. Dow Jones Industrial Average futures gained 220 points, or 0.67%. S&AMP plus 1585 Chars. Coffee with Karen 7. Kiara Advani wants Siddharth Malhotra's ex-girlfriend Alia Bhatt in her bride squad. Karan Johar's reaction. NDTV Movies. I'd really love Alia Bhatt to be in my bride squad. I love her. She is so cute, said Kiara Advani. A throwback picture of Kiara and Siddharth. Courtesy Sid Kiara Vibes. New Delhi. Celeb weddings have been quite a topic on this season of Coffee with Karen. So, when Kiara Advani attended the episode, plus 2032 Chars. The PlayStation 5 just got more expensive in most markets, Kotaku. From Europe to Japan to Australia. Prices are going up, not down. Sony just announced that, thanks to challenging economic conditions, the price of the PlayStation 5 is about to go up in loads of big markets like Japan, Europe and Canada. Indeed, it looks like the plus 2548 Chars. There's a lost city deep in the ocean, and it's a place unlike anywhere else. Science alert. Close to the summit of an underwater mountain west of the mid-Atlantic ridge. A jagged landscape of towers rises from the gloom. Close to the summit of an underwater mountain west of the mid-Atlantic ridge. A jagged landscape of towers rises from the gloom. Their creamy carbonate walls and columns appear ghostly blue in the L. Plus 4157 Chars. Lakers finalizing trade to send Talon Horton Tucker. Stanley Johnson to Jazz for Patrick Beverley. Per report, CBS Sports. Beverley will improve the Lakers' perimeter defense. The Los Angeles Lakers are expected to finalize a trade that will send Talon Horton Tucker and Stanley Johnson to the Utah Jazz in exchange for Patrick Beverley. According to Adrian Wojnarowski, no P. Plus 2551 Chars. iPhone 14 launches Sept. 7. Apple event confirmed. CNET. Apple's Far Out launch event is also rumored to include a peek at the Apple Watch 8. Apple has set the date for its latest iPhone's debut. The new device, which is expected to be called the iPhone 14 and include an always-on display, will be unveiled on Sept. 7 at 10 a.m. Pacific Time. Rumors. Plus 3488 Chars. Crypto's massive marketing efforts have drawn few new investors, The Washington Post. The majority of Americans remain immune to the industry's sales pitches. Pew survey finds. Comment on this story. Over the past year, crypto companies like FTX, Coinbase and Crypto.com have shelled out tens of millions of dollars to attract new customers. Fortune favors the brave. Matt Dam. Plus 4697 Chars. Sylvester Stallone and Jennifer Flavin divorce. What's at stake in Rocky? Star's estimated $400 million split, Fox Business. An estimated $400 million fortune is at stake after Sylvester Stallone and estranged wife Jennifer Flavin split following 25 years of marriage and 3 children. Sylvester Stallone's estranged wife, Jennifer Flavin, filed for divorce in Palm Beach, Florida. After 25 years of marriage, Flavin filed the dissolution of marriage paperwork Friday after more than plus 5944 Chars. Parvovirus illness in Michigan dogs investigated. With dozens of deaths reported, CNN. Canine parvovirus has been identified as the illness that has killed dozens of dogs in the last month in the northern and central parts of Michigan's Lower Peninsula. State officials said Wednesday. CNN. Canine parvovirus has been identified as the illness that has killed dozens of dogs in the last month in the northern and central parts of Michigan's Lower Peninsula. State officials said Wednesday. +2934 Chars. Israeli study shows Pfizer Covid pill of no benefit in younger adults, The Times of Israel. Results from 109,000 patient study show drug still reduces risk of hospitalization. Death for high-risk seniors. Raises questions on use in U.S. where it has become a go-to treatment. Washington. App. Pfizer's COVID-19 pill appears to provide little or no benefit for younger adults, while still reducing the risk of hospitalization and death for high-risk seniors. According to Alia. +4260 Chars. Space is haunted. NASA captures sound of a black hole scaring the Internet. KTLA Los Angeles. If you've seen Interstellar, you may think you have a pretty good idea of what a black hole sounds like. But as they say, truth is stranger than fiction. In the hit Christopher Nolan movie from 2014, Matthew McConaughey's character Joseph Cooper enters a BL. If you've seen Interstellar, you may think you have a pretty good idea of what a black hole sounds like. But as they say, truth is stranger than fiction. In the hit Christopher Nolan movie from 20. +2133 Chars. Oklahoma City Thunder rookie Chet Holmgren undergoing tests for foot injury suffered at Pro-Am. ESPN. Thunder rookie Chet Holmgren is undergoing tests for a possible right foot injury suffered in a Pro-Am game Saturday in Seattle. A team spokesperson told ESPN. Oklahoma City Thunder rookie Chet Holmgren is undergoing tests for a possible right foot injury suffered in a Pro-Am game Saturday in Seattle. A team spokesperson told ESPN. Chet is in the process. +782 Chars. Video. Here's a teaser of Fear Effect Reinvented. Coming soon to Switch. Nintendo Life. See the third-person gameplay in action. Subscribe to Nintendo Life on YouTube. We feel like we've been waiting forever for the original Fear Effect to make its return. Ever since the remaster Fear Effect Reinvented was announced for the Ni. +1073 Chars. Musk lawyers seize on Twitter whistleblower revelations. Forces social media giant to surrender info. WION. Revelations about security failings that Twitter came as a shot in the arm for Elon Musk and his lawyers as they fight to cancel the billionaire's buyout bid. Null. Secret screenings of cancelled Batgirl movie being held by studio, reports The Guardian. It remains unlikely the public will ever see the scrapped $90 million film, with the directors saying, it cannot be released in its current state. Batgirl. It remains unlikely the public will ever see the scrapped $90 million film, with the directors saying it cannot be released in its current state. Warner Bros. Discovery are reportedly holding a series. +3272 Chars. Shinzo Abe assassination. Japan's national police chief to resign over failure to save former leader's life, Fox News. In the wake of Shinzo Abe's assassination, Japan's national police chief Ataru Nakamura said he would resign. A new report revealed problems with Abe's police protection. The national police chief of Japan announced on Thursday that he will step down in order to take responsibility over the assassination of former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. National Police Agency Chi. +2660 Chars. Artificial sweeteners can harm sugar levels. Shouldn't be assumed safe. Israeli lab, The Times of Israel. In peer-reviewed study, scientists from Weizmann Institute find 4 common sugar substitutes alter gut bacteria, and say 2 of them may actually harm ability to process glucose. An Israeli scientist says that artificial sweeteners should no longer be assumed safe, after his lab published peer-reviewed research suggesting they may actually increase sugar levels in the body. +3292 Chars. Mega predator. Fossils discovered of giant sea monster that ruled the oceans 66 million years ago. SciTech Daily. Paleontologists have discovered a huge new mosasaur from Morocco, named Thalassutitan atrox, which filled the apex predator niche. With massive jaws and teeth like those of killer whales, Thalassutitan hunted other marine reptiles, plesiosaurs, sea turtles. By University of Bath, August 24, 2022. Artist's representation of Thalassutitan atrox. Credit. Andrei Atuchin. Paleontologists have discovered a huge new mosasaur from Morocco, named Thalassutitan atrox. +6007 Chars. Bryce Harper bashing his way through AAA rehab assignment. New York Post. Bryce Harper has to be happy with his stint at Lehigh Valley thus far. On Wednesday, the Phillies slugger, working his way back from a broken left thumb, gave the AAA Iron Pigs a 6-5 win over T. Bryce Harper has to be happy with his stint at Lehigh Valley thus far. On Wednesday, the Phillies slugger, working his way back from a broken left thumb, gave the AAA Iron Pigs a 6-5 win over TH. +1709 Chars. Call of Duty Warzone. Final season, Last Stand gameplay. 24K, Warzone victory. IGN. In Warzone's newest season, Last Stand, operators will notice Caldera's biggest new feature the moment they take off for deployment. The island's peak has been null.